The holidays, a lovely time where we get to enjoy the company of our loved ones, exchange presents, and take a moment to look back at the year. Similarly, as a nerd for anything martial arts, I decided to look back at my favorite moments in combat sports throughout the year. So here are 12 of my favorite knockouts of the year, in no particular order, with some Christmas seasoning on top of it. On the first day of Christmas, we of course should start with the crowned best fighter of the year, Alex Pereira, and his knockout against Jamal Hill. After having lost his last fight against Israel Adesanya in one of the best rivalries in combat sports history, Alex Pereira decided to move up to light heavyweight, first taking on Jan Blachowicz and winning the belt against Jerry Prohaska. His next opponent would be Jamal Hill, who at that point was on a 3-fight win streak and ranked first in light heavyweight. The lead up to the fight had a lot of questions for Alex Pereira, but come fight day, this happens. Minutes into the first round, Pereira delivers not only one of the best knockouts of the year, but also delivers one of the best KO pictures of the year, earning himself a spot on this list. Now, for those who don't know, this is Eddie Hall, a 6'2", 313-pound powerlifter who has won the world's strongest man title multiple times. All in all, a very strong man. Now, what if you were to give him some MMA training, set him up with a Dodge MMA promotion, and have him fight 2 brothers? Now, for some reason, we are in the bizarre timeline where this is indeed reality, and this is the result.
Here we go on the replay. They're lifting up on the pile driver. Now they're closing the distance. There's the right hand.
As you would expect, he power slams one through the Earth's core and punches the other one so hard he gained the combined brain damage of 5 boxers' entire careers at once. An insane fight, and a finish that earns its place as one of my favorite knockouts of the year. Max Holloway, the self-proclaimed Justin
"One man can hold you down, 2 can rape you."
Gaethje. What happens if these 2 men decide to throw down the hardest they possibly could for exactly 24 minutes and 59 seconds? Well, this fight not only contains one of my favorite knockouts of the year, but also is one of my favorite fights of the year, period. This fight was the personification of the very reason I love watching combat sports, and because of it, it's kinda on the list right now. Coming back from his loss against Usyk and on a 4-fight win streak, with the last of it being against the veritable Baki character that is Francis Ngannou, Anthony Joshua challenged Daniel Dubois for the IBF heavyweight title. Daniel Dubois, in turn, having gained the title through Usyk vacating said title. Both men having something to prove, and well, this is how it went. The fight contained a staggering 5 knockdowns, with the 5th one being the knockout. A wild upset by the betting underdog Dubois, and a beautiful finish for his highlight reel, earning him a spot on my favorite knockouts of the year. With the most recent knockout on this list, happening less than a week ago at the time of recording, we have the fight between Rafael Alves and Khama Worthy. Rafael Alves is a Brazilian former UFC fighter who moved to karate combat, an underrated fight org in my opinion, against Khama Worthy, another former UFC fighter who also followed that same route and ended up in karate combat. Their fight led to this. In my opinion, one of the best displays of martial arts I've ever seen. I'm not going to talk much longer about this, just watch my short where I gushed about it, but suffice to say, he earned this spot on this list. Granted, it wasn't technically a knockout. It's Khama Worthy's chin, I guess, is made out of granite, and it went to a decision, but this is my list, and I'll do as I damn please. Here we have a veritable madman by the name of Sharabuddin Magomedov, aka Sharabullet. He's blind in one eye and has a severe dislike for PDA. No, actually, there's footage of him beating a random civilian up for showing PDA in front of him. Ironically, he couldn't defend a double leg by the civilian, so all in all, not a great dude. And you definitely don't want to get caught holding hands with your significant other in front of him. All this aside, he did deliver one of the best knockouts of the year against the UFC vet Armen Petrosyan. Kinda like this. A great knockout by a not-so-great guy. The coolness of the KO, however, earned himself a spot on this list. Saenchai, if you don't know who he is the person legends of Muay Thai are made about. With 378 fights, 327 wins, 49 losses, and 2 draws, he, alongside Buakaw, is one of the cornerstones of modern-day Muay Thai. And at age 44, he decided to take on Manye Kiasor. And though the fight could be anyone's with the heated start, about 3 minutes into the first round, this happened. A masterful head kick by the master himself, showing that at age 44 he is still the beast and legend that is Saenchai, and earning himself a spot on this list. Now, if you watch MMA and general combat sports, you will most likely have heard of this man. Youngest champ in the UFC, known for knocking people out in the most creative of ways, getting caught for using a
pictograms and picogram
and hitting pregnant women with his car, only to run back so he could get the coke evidence. Help me out, Dana. He is the
greatest fighter to ever live, ever, is John Jones.
Versus arguably the greatest heavyweight champ in UFC history, moonlighting as a firefighter by day and UFC champ by night, one of the few men to beat Ngannou in a cage, and the winner of one of the best trilogies in UFC history, Stipe Miocic. Add a 3-year delay and we have ourselves a relatively okay hype match. And well, this is what happened. Jon Jones once again showing a great performance, with him having gone up in weight and yet moving like he's still in light heavyweight, with the same genius and the same movement. If only Stipe hadn't been too busy firefighting to stay in top condition. All in all, great knockout, kinda earns a spot on the list. Well, there's not much to say for this fight. Jonathan Haggerty holding up the banner for British Muay Thai fighters, while Super Lake is representing the native Thai fighters, and, well, this happens. Only 49 seconds into the first round, Haggerty is hit with a devastating elbow that turns his lights completely off. A knockout that is undoubtedly great and takes nothing away from the loser, and only adds to the winner's accolades, earning him a spot on the list. It's March 9th, 2024, the day of the Glory Heavyweight Grand Prix. In one corner, we have Uku Jurjendal, an Estonian behemoth of a man, and yet still the complete underdog in this fight. In the other corner, we have Levi Richters, the crown prince of kickboxing, on his climb back up to the title fight against Rico Verhoeven, the king of kickboxing. One round goes by, and the fight is contentious. But then halfway through the second round, we have this.
Leg of Uku. Now this is like a calf kick game.
A huge chopping right, cutting through Uku's guard, lasering his head through the canvas. A beautiful knockout from a definitive future champ, earning a spot on this list. Now imagine this. You are an MMA fighter in a professional boxing match. Your opponent is definitely a better boxer, and he's boxing circles around you. Everything all of a sudden slows down, and you think to yourself, I know one way I can knock him out. And then this happens. This is what I imagine Idris Abdurashidov was thinking when he decided to throw this kick, knowing damn well this was a boxing match. Regardless, the kick itself is clean as hell, and the KO earned him a spot on this list. So I guess it was the right decision in that sense. This is Idris Khan after a fight, a young and upcoming fighter from Birmingham, UK, representing Ronin Thai. And this is his opponent after their fight. After a contentious few rounds of strong back and forth, The third round was ended with Idris deciding to use his elbows like literal hatchets and slowly pummel his opponent until he couldn't move anymore. A beautiful performance, and I'm looking forward to seeing more from him in the future. The KO earned him definitely a spot on this list. Now, as an honorable mention, just because I felt like it, we have Gianetti's beautiful knockout against Jenkins in Karate Combat. Definitely deserves a spot. Purely just because of how clean this question mark is. That's it. It's just cool. But that'll do it for now. I had a lot of fun making this list. It ain't the stuff I usually go for, but it might become a yearly thing perhaps. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe, because money I can make. But other than that, enjoy the holidays with your loved ones and have a happy new year. Peace.